Hello, my name is Thomas, and you're watching a user experience demonstration for Kingston University. In this video, I'm going to present you some frustrating aspects of Windows 7 interface, and then I will show you some redesigned prototypes that I have created in order to fix these issues. As I am speaking, Windows 7 is the most used operating system in the world. However, if you are a Windows user, I have a feeling that you will like what comes next. So just sit back, relax, and let me show you. Alright, so let's start this video with classic situation I like to call the 4 clicks effect. What happens is that you want to start program, but since it's a bit slow, when you double click it, you're waiting for it to start, and then you think maybe it didn't work, so you double click again and you open it twice, and that's not what you want. So let me show you an example with two applications, Firefox and Google Chrome. What I did is that I wrote a wrapper in C# that just sleeps for 10 seconds basically before starting the program. So it's just a simulation of slow behavior on machine. So you will see what happens in a realistic situation. When I open this Firefox application, I'm expecting it to be a bit fast. So I double click again because this little thing that's rolling disappeared. And then you can see it says that it's already started. It says it in French because it's a French computer. But then it starts, and what happened is that you actually started Firefox twice on this computer. And Firefox, they have a nice feature that says that Firefox is already starting, so please close this window. So it avoids having two windows, two instances of the same application. But on Google Chrome you don't have this feature. So if you start a slow Google Chrome application and you get a bit annoyed because it's a bit slow, and you might double click it many times and see why is it not starting, and then you will see what happens. It opens once, and then twice, and 3 times, and 4 times, 5 and 6, and suddenly you have, I don't know, 6-7 windows of this application starting when you just wanted to start it very quickly, and now you have to close every single window to use Google Chrome normally. So this behavior happens actually quite a lot, because what most users do is that they start their computer and they want to go online, and so the first thing they start is their application, their favorite web browser. So if it's slow, it's very likely that it will happen because you don't have any visual feedback except this little circle, but this circle it disappears at some point after 2 or 3 seconds. So it means that if the program takes more than 3 seconds to start, you won't see the circle anymore, and you will naturally think maybe it just stopped, it crashed or something. So I suggest a redesigned prototype. Let me show you. It's in big window. Yes. So there you go. You have this is my desktop in a picture. And basically what will happen is that when you start Firefox, there will be a small window here, a small pop-up information that will tell you that Firefox is starting and you have to wait. And if you have this pop-up information, I'm pretty sure that you will wait. You will just wait for the application to start instead of smashing your mouse. The second situation I want to demonstrate in this video is the situation that occurs when you're trying to open different applications, and you want to manage your visual space on your screen so you can see everything at the same time. For instance, if I want to open these 2 folders and I open them, automatically the second folder is going to overlap the content of the first folder. So if I want to compare what's in these folders, I have to click on the other one, so I have to move this one. And on Windows 7 there's actually a feature that allows you to maximize and optimize the visual space for two applications. As you can see, I just moved this window on the left, and then I can move this one, I can move it on the right. I can push it to the right side, and it will automatically resize the two windows so you can see everything at the same time. You can optimize your visual space. But the problem is, if you have more than two windows to open, it can be a bit tricky. Let me give you an example. In this folder I have two pictures of phone numbers, and actually the first picture starts the phone numbers. This starts here and the end is here. So if I want to copy these numbers in this document here, as you can see, there are four windows actually, if you count this one, open at the same time, and not a lot of information visible because this window is hidden here, and there's a lot of free space here that I can't use. So I can use the Windows feature, and then you can see I only have two pictures. Maybe I can push this one. What if I want to push it here? I want to have it to read it properly, and it's quite hard because this one is too big, so I have to resize it manually, and it can be a bit tricky because I don't know how to resize properly, so I'm a bit struggling. As you can see, I don't really know how to do it. So what I suggest is that there should be an option to automatically resize every window. Let me show you some prototypes. Here is what you can get. It's what I got. Basically a lot of windows overlapping each other. But if you had a small button here, like you can right click here. If you had another option that says organize the windows, that could just display all the windows properly. I'm sure they can do that. If they can do that for two windows, they could do that for more, and it will be quite helpful, I think, because you could see everything here in just one click. It's not. The problem is that it can cause a bit of confusion and frustration for the user. So with these prototypes, it could be a lot of time saved, and maybe more happy user, I think. Let me show you something that probably happened to everyone here watching this video. Sometimes you are working on, let's say, a Word document, because it's the most common action that could trigger this kind of issue, and you're working on this document, so you're just typing in text, and at some point you want to close this document because you want to do something else, and when you close it, something happened because you didn't save it. But most of the time you might be in a hurry and you just want to close it, and you're like, okay, why is it not closing? And then you see the window. It might take some time. For some people it might take 2 or 3 seconds, and sometimes you can have a lot of things, as we said before, and on your screen it can be a bit crowded, and you might have this window here, and then you can realize that you can't do anything. You can't even save. You actually want to save it, but you can't even click on that button. So the question is, why am I able to put my cursor on this on these buttons, on these options of this window? Why I'm supposed to do this before, clearly. So I think the mouse should be automatically oriented in this interaction area. There should be an option. I know it's quite a big thing, actually. It's a bit bigger than the prototypes that I talked about before. But the idea is that you see, it's annoying, and also there's a confusion between don't save and cancel, which can be confusing sometimes. If you're in a hurry, you might be like, oh, okay, I don't know, cancel, and then you want to close it again and it comes back. I don't care, I don't want to save it, I just want to cancel, I just want to close it. So I won't save it. and then let me show you the port side. Well, the basic idea is that what would happen is that the rest of the window could be a bit blurred, and you can have this small pop-up that you have to interact with, containing the cursor. It should be blocked inside this area. I think it should be like, I shouldn't be able to go anywhere else. Maybe if it's just blurred, it would be enough actually. But the idea is that the zone of interaction is not clear enough, in my opinion. There is something very funny with the file association system in Windows 7. Let me show you. Well, basically when you open a program, you just double click it, and any file, it will open with the default program associated with it. For instance, for text files, files with this extension txt, it will open with Notepad by default. So let's say I have 3 files, and the first one I want to open with Notepad, and the second one I would like to open it with Word, because maybe there's more information if I open it with Word, but it's still a text file. And the third one I want to open it normally, certainly not with Word. So here's the situation. I just want to open this file with Microsoft Word just once. So what can I do? I can right click it. I can click on open because it's going to open it normally. So my only option is open with. And as you can see, there's a short list of selected programs that could open this application. But unfortunately, there's no Microsoft Word in there. There's Notepad, WordPad, which is an old version of text editor on Windows. And there's also Programmers IDE, Microsoft Visual C#, but no Microsoft Word. So the only option, and I'm pretty sure you can smell where it is going, I can only choose default program. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna choose default program, and as you can see, first of all, it's not very clear. It's not very helping because it's giving me the same list than before. But as I'm a smart guy, I can figure out that there's another option called other programs. There's a very tiny arrow that suggests that there's a list, and in that very not helpful list, I can actually find Microsoft Word. So I'm going to select it, and I'm going to click OK. So it's going to open this file, and that's what it does perfectly. Perfect, brilliant. So now I can close this file, and then I want to open this one, and guess what happens? It opened with Word again. Why? Why does that happen? You know why? You missed something. Let's rewind, or let's just do it again. When I select open with, now it's in the shortlist, so it's quite useful, but when I chose this, there was a tiny checkbox that says always use the selected program to open this kind of file. This is annoying. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like forced to do that. I think the right way to do it would be to have 2 options there. You could have choose the default program that will actually choose a default program for this, instead of going into properties and then change opens with and selecting the list of program to change all the files with this extension. But I could just select choose program, and I could choose a program to open it punctually just once with this kind of program, and I think it will be actually quite helpful because it happens many times. And the thing is, you have to restart the whole Explorer process if you want to notice that the behavior changed, because the icon it stays the same. It stays the same as long as you don't restart your session. So yeah, I really think they would benefit from adding an option that's more explicit and that could change directly what program you want to open. This situation is classic. When you want to rename a file, few people know that you can actually click on it and then press F2 and it will rename the file. What most people do is either they take some time and right click and then rename, or they can slowly double click the file and then they can change the name. Slowly means slowly. If you go too fast, it's going to open the file, and the problem is most of the people, what they want, if a program is effective or not, is most of the time showed by its speed. And if you can use it quickly and do things in a very fast fashion, and in this example it's really hard to do it quickly. If you want to rename these 5 files quickly, this is what going to happen. At some point you are going to make the mistake, and it's alright if it's just a text file, you just close it, you're just a bit annoyed. But imagine if it was open with I don't know, Visual C# takes like 4 to 5 seconds to open every time. You will have to do that. Maybe you would even crash your system because it's a lot of resources, maybe if you're on a small laptop. So my idea is that it should be clear how to rename a file instead of doing this, because it's really confusing. And also, if you have your files in a folder and they are displayed in a list, it can be very tricky because you have to click on the name. Basically, if you click on the icon, you don't have this problem. You just open the file, you know it's going to open the file. But if you click on the label, it can be also tricky because you want to do it slowly, and slowly is not my friend. So let me show you my prototypes. The idea is that when you click on something, you would have a small blue dot, or maybe another color if you like another color, but the idea is that you will have something visual on which you can click, something intuitive, to know that you can rename the file by clicking there and not somewhere else. And by clicking there, you're not going to open the file, but you are going to rename it. I would like to thank you for bearing with me so far. You really deserve a round of applause. Well, thank you very much. For this situation, it's a bit more abstract. I think I'm going to talk about the fact that sometimes when you have this file edit options menu on the top of an application, and you are looking for a feature, any feature, I don't know, you want to compare 2 files maybe, it's quite hard to find in which tab it's going to be. It can take some time because there's no other way than clicking on it to find it, and maybe your feature is in a sub menu in one of these tabs, so you won't see it when you click first, so you will have to click on all the files and you will have to search for it. So the idea is that all the applications on Windows 7 native applications, they use the same WinForms framework for displaying information for this visual interface, and I am pretty sure that there are components called labels for the names of each feature. So you could basically have an option to search in this feature and find an option that you want. Let me give you an example with the most basic native application of Microsoft Windows. It's called Internet Explorer. Let's start Internet Explorer, and I have 2 tabs here, and I know there's an option to display these 2 tabs as thumbnails. I want to see the content of these 2 tabs on the same page. Well, you can see here that Windows 7 creates for me by the arrow theme. It creates thumbnails for me, so I can see a bit, but it's a bit small. I would like to have this big here, and I know it's possible because you can do it on Firefox, you can do it on Chrome quite easily. And I've searched on Google, and it says that you can do it on Internet Explorer as well. So let's find the option. I just know it's called Quick Tabs, and I'm looking for Quick Tabs then somewhere in this menu. First thing that you might notice is that there's no menu. Where's the menu? Is it only these three things? Page, stuff. How do I display stuff? Oh, actually, I search on Google. You have to press Alt, which is weird. Why would they hide this? Okay. Anyway, I'm searching for an internet option, and I'm not going to search for hours, but basically you can't find it here. Quick Tabs. There's no way to find it here. Maybe it could be, I don't know, in there somewhere. Probably in View, I would say. Like in View, I would search for it, but I can't seem to find it. So let's have a look in Tools, and then I can see Internet Options. So I'm going Internet Options. There on General, it's good because there are a lot of settings buttons, so I have to make sure I'm clicking on the right one. And there's one that says Tabs, change how web pages are displayed in tab. So it looks like it. And then I can see Quick Tabs, and surprise, it's disabled. Quick Tabs is disabled. So I search on Google, and I know there's a shortcut with Control and Q to display Quick Tabs, and the problem is by default it's unchecked. So they have an option, a very useful option, that is completely unchecked, completely disabled before you even started using it. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't understand why they would disable an option like that. Maybe they have some problems with it. Anyway, I'm going to enable it, and I can see a small star that says you have to restart it. So I will restart Internet Explorer. Close all tabs. That's the same annoying thing we had with Microsoft Word before, you see. So close all tabs and open it again, and then I can actually press Control Q, and you see I have the thumbnail view, which is quite useful. I can go, if I had a lot of windows, I could go from one to the other. The problem is they don't tell me I have to press Control Q. I had to search for it online, otherwise there's no other way to do it. So it means that someone in their team implemented something, a feature, that's completely lost in deep in the menu. I think they would benefit from having a simple option to search, a built-in function for Windows 7, where you could just click there, you could have a small icon there, and you could just search for options, because they are all the same kind of components with labels as an attribute, so you could probably search for it. And as you can see, you could just start typing, and you would find like this option called Enable Quick Tabs, and it would just tell you where it is, where to find it. You don't even have to get a shortcut for this, but you could find it. And maybe you would say that it's a different way of programming, and quite a big thing, but I think it could change a lot of things. It could be very helpful, because I run this test in to find this option, the Quick Tabs. I run it in a user experience test, and on 5 users no one could find it. Some people even gave up after 10 minutes. They said, I can't find this option, it doesn't exist. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist on Internet Explorer. Think about the poor programmer who probably spent nights working on this option to be able to display nice thumbnails of the websites that are open, and no one can use it because, first of all, it's disabled, and the second reason is that you can't find it. There's no way you can find it. I'm sure there are a lot of options, and I'm sure all the people who say they hate Internet Explorer, they don't even know that you can actually do that. Maybe it's a good web browser, who knows. I would like to thank you for watching this video, and I would like to say I don't hate Windows. I don't hate Windows 7, I use it myself. The problem is, as a software engineer myself, I really hate seeing this kind of issues, because it seems like it's lazy programming, and it's not. I know it's not. I know they put a lot of effort in it, in every single thing they do, but details are very important.
We don't need you anymore. Strike it down and dig it up. Yeah, there is a better way. Find harmony before. Strike it down and give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Dark night of your sin is closing in on itself, on itself. Your wicked wallet width is growing thin. Blame yourself, yeah, blame yourself. Yeah, there's no other way. We don't need you anymore. Strike it down and dig it up. Yeah, there is a better way. Find harmony.